Mahatma Gandhi, father of the nation, born on 2nd October 1869 in Porbandar, was assassinated on 30th January 1948 in New Delhi. Mahatma Gandhi said, "The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong." Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was an Indian lawyer, anti-colonial nationalist, and political ethicist who employed non-violent resistance to lead the successful campaign for India's independence from British rule, and in turn inspired movements for civil rights and freedom across the world. Mahatma Gandhi said, "The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong." The weak, what he meant by the weak is not that you are not physically strong. He was talking about the weakness of the rich who did not share. He was talking about the weakness of the professionals who doesn't keep up the time and did not have a religious connection for them to stabilize the truth. A doctor, when he goes to the operation table, he should meditate for 10 minutes before he goes to the operation, because many times it has been said after the operation that the patient was having a lot of stomach pain, and when a second operation was done, they found scissors and other things right inside his stomach. And doctor should be a master. That was the weakness Mahatma Gandhi was telling. People thought the weak means they must be thinking of the poor, the sick, etc. The weakness of the people, weakness of the engineers. When they make a building, they must look to the east and the west. They must look to the north and south, which direction the sun rises, sun falls, and to what extent they can collect the rainwater, to what extent they can collect the sunlight, where the sunlight falls right inside so that it dries off, doesn't have wetness inside. So many things. And then he makes sure the engineer looks into the family. What kind of family, when and how they can shift and change. I had an engineer in my ashram called Ishwar, and when I asked him to draw the building plan for the family, he made a hall and of course a bedroom, and then a small kitchen and a bath attached and two balconies. When it came to the bachelor's quarters, he made a room and again a kitchen and a bath attached. So I said, "Why a kitchen?" He said, "Now you have made this bachelor's quarters and more people are coming. Suddenly this bachelor goes and marries and brings his wife. We cannot provide them a family quarters." So he have an instant kitchen. That deep thinking of how to collect the rainwater harvesting. An engineer will make sure the house has got rainwater harvesting facilities, the solar, wind energy, and also how much the building can stabilize without any leakage for how many years. Not making profit. Profit comes of its own. Profit and profit is very closely related. If you look at the profit, profit will not come. If you don't look at the profit, then profit, God's messenger himself will come into your house, into your life, into your banks to fill up. That was the weakness. The weak can never forgive. That weak people can never share. Forgive means he's talking, you don't share, you don't love, you are a hoarder, you are greedy, you are selfish. You keep on buying a lot of gold ornaments, you keep on buying a lot of land and buildings after buildings. When you see your own people next door do not even have a house, you could have made, when you make a house, make one house for the poor. If you can spend 1 crore, that was what was trying. We can never forgive. They can never share. They keep on hoarding. Politicians keep on hoarding money in several banks, in Swiss banks, and the major military, rich, powerful countries have one nuclear bomb is sufficient to destroy the whole world. And they said America is having 2,500 nuclear bombs, and Russia is having 2,200. What is this nonsense? We can never forgive. How will they forgive? When they start looting, when they live in hate, not in love. Love blooms. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong, the person who shares. Yes. The moment, can you see the tree? The moment a fruit falls down into the earth, it starts creating different varieties of small plants. And if you put it up, it again becomes a tree, again a huge amount of fruits. Such is the strength. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. That is the strength of the tree. When you give, when you share, you can see it is again growing into tree and fruits. And it is sharing. You can see, you can take it. That was the power of Mahatma Gandhi. He said, a gentle touch can shake the whole world. How do you create that gentle touch? If you share it with love, without hoarding, the joint family becomes so powerful. You have a family tree together, just a touch is enough. The whole family will come running. I remember my grandmother, smallest, cold, she will call all my children, all my grandchildren, great-grandchildren, godchildren, great-grandchildren, everybody start coming. They all come. They must sit with her for at least 2 to 3 hours and then they go. So I was thinking, why the lady every time? Then whenever among the children, I found her and among the children when they are fighting, she goes into a small fever or cold. So everyone will come running. They come running, they talk to each other and the fight is gone. That is the strength of the sharing. Mahatma Gandhi said, we can never forgive. Forgiveness is an attribute of the strong. The weak, if they cannot forgive, you cannot. The opposite enemy has got a lot of strength to fight you. Means you must take the enemy's energy also into you. Together, you and that enemy can make things more better. Mahatma Gandhi said that we can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. That was his belief. He said, provoke till they respond. Yes. And that is the power of the civil disobedience movement. He kept on following, and then India got independence. But the only one pain I'm undergoing is we are independent on many countries for the World Bank. We have not made our people strong. Everybody in India is not weak. When you work very strong, forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. Is to forgive. To give, you must be very strong. And India was a culture of strength, and everybody becomes strong after 1,000 years of battle, 1,000 years of slavery. Mahatma Gandhi fought. Of course, everybody joined together and fought. He created a massive big joint family. Then he used to make a strong family tree called India. And then a small gentle touch shook the whole world. We got independence. We had a freedom, but we did not utilize the freedom to make ourselves strong mentally and physically. Everything was available. Now it's a time to give thanks to Mahatma Gandhi. And we all should contribute to work very, very hard. You don't have to work hard. If you exactly get up at morning 4:30 and 5 o'clock you do your yogasans and go to the field, you find energy is flowing, you become very strong. Then the whole day you already charged the battery. Mahatma Gandhi said, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. This is my 134th short discourse.